Hello, kitties. It's your old pal, John Kassir, the voice of the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Tales from the Media.
Hi everyone, I'm Tammy.
Hi, everyone. I'm LaKisa Renee, and welcome to the Tales from the Media podcast. We are so excited to bring this first episode to you, and we're going to be talking about a lot from media to movies, film, fashion, mental health, all across the board. And I'm going to pass over to Tammy for her introduction.
Hey everyone, I'm a host, I'm a journalist, I'm a publicist, and mental health advocate.
I am a host as well, journalist, entrepreneur, model, actress, and recently a Qigong instructor. Zen vibes.
Today we're going to start our episodes discussing navigating the media industry. I've been in media for decades now, and it's been an honor of my life to collaborate with my dear sister LaKisa as we dip and do it on these red carpets, covering film festivals, network studio events. The list goes on. And I want to start with when you see journalists navigating the red carpet, it's fun. You're interviewing A-listers, you're seeing your fellow colleagues doing what they love, getting this content, these amazing interviews, informing the masses about the latest TV shows or events or movies that's coming out. But behind the scenes is rarely seen. And my dear sister can attest to it's not always easy, though it looks fun, it looks glamorous. We've been through a lot, and this is what we want to keep it real about today. And I'll start.
Yeah.
I'll start. For me, hands down, it's been such a privilege and a responsibility covering some of the icons of our lifetime, as well as people who I grew up admiring, even new actors or entertainers that I deeply admire and follow their work. But the things that bother me at times is just how some unprofessionalism can take place. Being a Black woman navigating the industry, LaKisa and I often see only us as Black women in these spaces. Sometimes people can be very disrespectful. They tend to like to group the Black people who are there as press at the end of carpets. They try to talk down to you at times, and you have to be assertive and get your content and remain professional, but make sure they know you're here for a reason too. You belong here as well. There's even security guards who act like they're the celebrities and, talking to people any kind of way. And this is real life. These things that we experience that we shouldn't have to. A lot of us come from all over the country to be at these events, and we deserve that respect because we work hard, and our stories that we're telling is telling the masses about what's going on in the entertainment world, and we just want our respect. I can go on and on and on, but I want to pass it to LaKisa for her to chime in of some of the things we've experienced while navigating this industry.
To go off of what Tammy just said, yes, everything looks so glamorous. We post, we're there, we're on this red carpet, we're at this show, we're at this festival, but y'all really have no idea what it takes to be in this industry, what it takes to navigate these events. First you got to get there, get all your equipment set up. Number one, you have a space, and sometimes somebody in your space, they don't want to move. And that's annoying. Like, excuse me, this is my space. Can you move over there? And they look at you like you're crazy. Like, no, I was here first. But, we're allowed those spaces for a reason. Also, the sexism, one of the number one things. We're like the only Black women on the carpet most of the times. And people look down at us like, what are they doing here? And it tends to be all the men in front of us or other races as well in front of us. And I'm like, well, we have more credentials. We have better credentials, actually. And somehow we always end up at the end of the carpet. Why aren't we at the front of the carpet? Why are we the last to get the celebrities as they come down? And sometimes that doesn't work in our favor because they're rushed right by us. We have a couple seconds to be with them, or we're grouped in this group with one mic to answer one question or whatever, and it's like I didn't even get to ask what I wanted to ask, and that's not fair. Yeah. Also, to the publicists, sometimes if they don't know you, like I don't recognize his face, they'll take their client right past you. And it's like, clearly we're all here for a reason. Why are we being skipped? That's just not fair at all. Then you have the publicists that do come to us like, hey, fresh faces, they here. But it's troubling at times to make you feel like you don't want to be there, because it's like I earned my space just like everybody else, just like every other team that's on this carpet, every other outlet that's on this carpet. Treat me like I matter. Treat me like I'm here. Yeah.
Treat me like I matter. Treat me like I'm here. That is so beautiful, sis. And don't get us wrong, there's been experiences where we've interviewed every single cast member that came down that carpet. It's been publicists, like he said, who, walk their talent down to every single journalist. And that's rare, especially when there's a time limit. They have to go in for their film premiere or TV premiere. There is a time limit at times, and we're grateful to those publicists who seen us, who valued us. There's been times when publicists and said, "Wow, you both are the best interviewers. Let's invite you to dinner or lunch with the cast. So a VIP exclusive event outside of this carpet with the cast. Just to have fun and just real and." Moments with the cast. Shout out to the AMC family who loves us dearly. We've covered every The Walking Dead spinoff carpet that Made to Man, the Interview with the Vampire series carpets. AMC really values and respects us. And we've covered events for tons of networks and studios and events and things of that nature. But I just want to shout them out specifically because they definitely do value LaKisa and I, and we appreciate them a great deal. There's even journalists who've I've experienced who, you know, try to gatekeep and try to pretend they're you to get an event. It's
That, honey. That, oh, you're not Tammy Reese. Tammy Reese is already here. No, she's not. Hilarious.
So we keeping it real today, and we're gonna dip into it regardless. We're gonna get our carpet, and I'm so thankful that I have a colleague, a sister, a best friend like LaKisa, because hands down, she don't play when we on them carpets, honey. Listen, our personality is totally different, but I love the bull of my sister, this Taurus goddess, who she don't play. She'll sit there like, they not walking past us. Nope.
Nope, sure
She's
ain't.
standing right there.
That's
Nope.
the funny thing, because everybody look at me and they're like, "Oh, you're so graceful, you're so nice, and you're
Listen,
so elegant." And that I am. That
you
I am.
are,
But
yeah.
baby, I am a Taurus bull as well. And when that bull got to come out, it's gonna come out. It's gonna get to getting, okay? So
Listen.
yeah, on these carpets, I don't play because, like Tammy said earlier, people travel from all over the world. Most of the time we're traveling from New York to LA to Miami or wherever the carpet or festival is. And it's like, no, you're going to respect us. People get snappy. People try to walk by. Excuse me, we're here. Can you bring this person over here? Thank you. Oh, excuse me, you're in my way. You're blocking my footage. Thank you. I don't play that. I don't play disrespect at all. And I handle it still with grace, but with sternness. Like, we're not going to do that. No.
Definitely not going to do that. And we understand the honor and privilege. So many people ask us, how do we get in these spaces? How do we connect with these networks or events and things of that nature? We know how privileged we are, hands down. We're absolutely grateful. We often celebrate each other and things we accomplish on our own and together, navigating this industry. So many of our dreams have came true navigating this industry. And we've seen people literally try to sneak into these carpets that are highly in demand, so we understand. And people have been kicked off. People have been professional journalists have been about to fight over people. Like, oh my gosh, this one time we covered Antonio Banderas and Penelope Cruz red carpet, and people are really about to fight each other just to get these people. Are like, wow, like we understand they're beloved, but we don't gotta fight each other to get those interviews or content.
I call that carpet the WWE carpet, okay? When I tell you people was jumping over each other, going in between each other's legs, people had ladders, they screaming at Penelope and Antonio. Like, I'm just like, let me get my phone out and record some of this, because people ain't gonna believe this is actually happening. And I'm like, I didn't get why it was so chaotic. Like, they're coming down. He gonna stop. He gonna talk to you. Like, no need to fight. No need to argue. No need to take somebody's spot and knocking the camera out the hand. And yeah, it was chaos.
And I'm not gonna name drop this episode. Y'all just have to keep following us and stay tuned. But eventually we're going to start talking about certain celebrities and beloved celebrities who we personally experience are not who they are behind the scenes. And that's something else that we've experienced as well. I mean, you have the people who are savage online, who's been the teddy bear, sweetest people behind the scenes, and the people are so kind and beloved online who were straight divas behind the scenes. And granted, maybe they had an off day, but the way the disrespect, not even just to us, but other people in the room, even to kids we've seen, the
Mhm.
disrespect, like y'all would be shocked. So I say
Shocked.
all that to say we have to get out of the idolization culture. Don't get me wrong, people who know me personally, these people who I is actors and music artists who I love dearly, who are part of my comfort and peace and inspiration. But idolization, it's okay to be a fan, I admirer, to be inspired by people, but the idolization culture has got to end because we don't know how
Mhm.
these people really are behind the scenes. And what we've witnessed and experienced from people, people would be so shocked, jaw
Yeah.
dropped.
Yeah, it has definitely changed my mind and feel about a lot of people. Oh, I wish we could talk about this one so bad, but we gonna save it.
We gonna
But
stay there,
yeah,
guys.
it's
Stay
like
tuned.
people will really look through you, over you, around you, like you're not there. Like, excuse me, what is this? I don't want to talk to this person. I don't do that. No, no. Or literally pose for the picture section of the carpet because there's always a photographers first and then videographers. They'll pose real quick, run off, don't even make eye contact with you, don't even look your way. And it's like, wow, like why even come on the carpet if you want to talk to us? Like you would think they would want to come talk to the journalists. I know some journalists ask some crazy questions, but not all. And it's the fact that you came and look us in the eye, wave, thank you for being here, supporting my event, my carpet. It's just like no acknowledgement at all. And like Tammy said, is some of the most beloved people in this world, and it's like I cannot believe he or she did that. Like absolutely not. Wow.
Absolutely not. Like
Mhm.
literally. And in the moment they don't know our resumes, they don't know the things we've covered and people we've interviewed who may even have even more stature than them for them to treat, black people who want to cover them. You know what I'm saying? It just is weird. And I can't wait for us to full off tell those stories. And also just a media tip to journalists out there on these carpets, be mindful to your other fellow press members. You don't have to ask 100 questions. There's a time limit. LaKisa and I usually keep it to 2, 3 questions when we know it's a fast-paced carpet. Now, granted, if you have more time afforded, okay, they'll talk to you all day long. Felicia Rashad talked to LaKisa and could have talked to her till the cows came home. It's some people you have to feel, you have to be mindful of the time limit and the people around you. Don't hog up the space. We're all here for a reason, is to do our job that we all love. So just be mindful of the people in the room, period.
People on the carpet playing games, bringing board games, everything. And I'm like, are you serious? Like most carpets are what, a half hour to an hour, depending on the setting and the place. And it's like you have sometimes a lot of journalists, especially at big premieres, you got like 30 people sometimes on these carpets. Why are you taking up all that time knowing we are on a time limit? Everybody came here to get their footage, their questions answered. And by you asking 10,000 questions and playing games and dancing and doing all this stuff, it's taking away the time for the other journalists. And like I said, we end up getting either skipped or grouped into one group question where you got a whole bunch of mics in their face and there's one question being asked. And that's not fair. So be mindful of the time, the questions, space. Also, stay in your space. This one, because literally, you have a person way at the beginning of the carpet, got their footage, got their interviews, got their pictures. They will literally come down in your space and try to get more. Step over you. We don't have people knock our lights out. Hit the camera, all kind of stuff. Like you're not even supposed to be over here. You already had your time. Why are you over here in my time now? And then messing up my interviews. Like crazy. You can't make
Stepping
it up.
on mic cords, messing up our sound, all type of things. And great thing that we know how
Mhm.
to edit, but it's like uncalled for behavior. And also, dear publicists, just be mindful of the carpet that you are running. It should be a no-brainer to see if you have a whole bunch of black people at the end, how does that look? And granted, we've been in the middle of carpets as well and had to actually just go move down just because people weren't being mindful of our space. But publishers, just be mindful of that for sure. And also, a big conversation going on right now is influencers on the carpet. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to
Mm.
everyone who's building their brands, building their followers, have a dream of their own, doing their thing, no shade at all. But it does need to be addressed that there's countless of journalists who are trained with degrees, who worked hard, who on a grind, who are trying to get these opportunities, and to pick someone over their following above someone with resume experience, hard work as well, that definitely needs to be addressed because we're in a world of following is more important than actual experience. And this is just, that's not cool. That is
It
not cool
is
at
not.
all.
And just to chime in on that, honestly, I think it's disrespectful. And like I said, no disrespect, no pun intended, to the influencers and people doing their thing. But you have people that literally have studied this their whole lives, went to school for this, all kind of trainings for this, like literally had to work from the trenches, doing free events, paying for them to get there themselves, hotels, flights, all this stuff, get their face out there, network, be seen, to get on these carpets, like literally blood, sweat, and tears to be on these
Mhm.
carpets. And then to have somebody who in a room TikToking, dancing, doing lip sync videos or whatever, have no experience at all, never attended an event, never covered a carpet, never did anything. You just right here on the carpet interviewing right next to me or walking this carpet right alongside me. And it's like, what you doing here? No offense. What are you really doing here? You can't ask the right questions. You don't know the history of the people in the movies, of their background. And it comes off as very unprofessional. Like you can't even be a journalist because you're not a journalist. And to see the stuff that's been going on in the media lately on these carpets where influencers messing up, not knowing who the person is, recognizing these people are legends, moving them out the way for the new people, that's so disrespectful. And it's hard for a person like me and a person like Tammy who really put our heart and soul into this. And y'all have no idea where we started. Two Black girls from the south side of Syracuse, like working our way up, literally going to different events, going to parties, going to horror cons and everything, putting our face out there, posting, working hard. And we're being overlooked sometimes for influencers. So it does get discouraging. There's a lot of people who are upset about it. If you look on social media now, you'll see, especially LinkedIn, all the journalists are complaining, like, what's going on? Why aren't real credentials being recognized anymore? Even in the writing space, So it's while I'm happy for other ways to be seen, other ways to make money, other ways to share your media, such as YouTube, all that stuff, please, journalists, you know, keep going. Don't give up. Publicists, please recognize real talent, true talent, dedicated talent, and keep us on these carpets like we deserve to be there.
Yeah.
And another thing to piggyback on what you said earlier about the Black people on the carpet. What I do notice too, if it's a Black movie premiere, you see all Black people and one white person. Or, on the carpets, vice versa, you'll see us, maybe one more Black person and all white people. That's not fair at all, especially the A-list carpets. You need to have more of a variety of people on these carpets of color. Some Spanish, Black, white, everybody, men, women. It shouldn't be one person of this, one person of that. We all should have a fair chance to cover these carpets, whether they're A-list down to the independent films, literally.
Literally.
So, yeah.
I love it. Well said. Well said. And I'm just loving this conversation so far. And I definitely want to transition into navigating friendships within the media industry and just friendships overall. A lot of people praise LaKisa and I all the time for our friendship, our sisterhood. We've been friends for over 10 years. I feel like she's been in my life my whole life, but I also say where she's been all my life. This is my dear sister. that I'm so thankful for. And it's rare that people are really friends within this industry because there's such a sense of competition, or I should be the only one, or I have to be the first one to do it. And, you know, we both have our strong suits. We piggyback off each other. We praise each other. We support each other, love each other, encourage each other, going to be there for each other, not just professionally, but personally. We may post a lot of the professional things that we do, but this is my sister. We hang out outside of events. Our families love each other. We love each other families. We are real friends. One of my best friends. And my advice is just to people, especially us women, is like, we're better together. LaKisa and I do great things on our own, and we do great things together, and that's okay. It's okay to build community, not want to gatekeep. It's okay to support and uplift your fellow colleagues in this industry. And I just hope everyone has a great sisterhood within this industry or outside of it, because friendships are important relationships within life. Do you want to chime in on that?
Of course, of course. For me, just going back to when we met, you know, it was on friendship introduction. It wasn't, you know, let's do this project, let's work on this. We happened to be at a film event, but it was a genuine friend connection. And I knew from that moment, like, this is somebody that's going to be in my life for a long time because we just had kindred spirits. And I'm so happy that, you know, I listened and I let you in. We let each other in. We started hanging out, started doing things together. And even though we had our own different companies at, you know, that time, something just made us keep gravitating to each other. We were just like souls. And once we did split from our companies and came together on this journey of media, which I thank you because, you know, my original background wasn't in media. It was in film, you know, casting, acting, production, all that stuff. But you really introduced me to the world of journalism, what about like 7 years ago? And I fell in love immediately with it. And I thank you to this day for inviting me to my first event to actually do interviews, which was the New Jersey HorrorCon. That's where I did my first official interview. I'm coming from behind the camera, recording the interviews and taking the mic and interviewing. It was Zach from the Gremlins. Or was it? Wait, who was it? No, it was the guy from Party of Five. The guy,
Jeremy.
The main character.
Jeremy
yes,
London.
That's what it was. I'm thinking about Zach because I was going crazy over him. Like, you know, big Gremlins fan. But yeah, that was my first interview, and it was just so natural, and it clicked. Like, we got something here. We got a dope team, and I can't believe all we've accomplished since that moment. It's been life changing, and we did it together. You know, we both had our strong suits.
Cry on the Zoom, y'all. Hold up.
Yours that. But if we did not work as a team, I don't think we would be where we are today because we both needed each other. I couldn't do it alone. You couldn't do it alone. We did it together. And every time everybody see us, they see us as a collective. Where Tammy at? Where LaKisa at? Y'all just so dope. I love toasting the media. I love seeing y'all sisterhood. Y'all be matching clothes and looking glamorous and supporting each other, gifting each other, all that stuff. And it's real and it's genuine. It's not fake. It's not for show. Like, this is my sister. I love her. And I feel like everybody should have somebody like that in their life, or a collective sisterhood, to help get through these times in industry and fashion or whatever it is. You need genuine friendship. Like, and it's so sad. I see so many people that don't have that and they can't believe our friendship is real. And it's like, I can't believe it. I wish I had that. And it's like, wow, that's why we're inspired to start a collective, you know, to bring other people in together so they can have that feeling of somebody care about me, somebody rock with me, somebody got my back. And, you know, we got that too a lot in our Night with Sisters. Shout out to all of y'all. We love y'all so much. Thank you for the support, sisterhood, for, you know, putting us on, as we like to say, because it's so needed. And to think, you know, it was people in the past in our lives that said, oh, stop doing that. Y'all show each other too much love. Y'all post about each other too much. Oh, it looks like, you know, it looks fake, or it looks like you're sweating this person. It's like, excuse me? Maybe you should try to be like this and you wouldn't be so miserable and worried about our friendship. Because look at y'all now and look at us. The same people that were saying that look now want to be in this friendship circle. And it's like, no, remember y'all was trying to break it up and tell us to stop. Like, no, you stay right over there where you at. We gonna keep loving on each other. We gonna keep building our empire right to the top together.
You
So
know,
yeah.
Gail King herself dubbed us the official Gail and Oprah, but we are LaKisa and Tammy. We can just be ourselves. My sister has helped me in so many ways, professionally and personally, but I just want to tap in on the personal level. There's so many ways LaKisa has helped me. The first time I got on a plane was because LaKisa encouraged me. She helped me amplify my style, helped me with my anxieties of being at these events, being diagnosed with social anxiety. She helped me with my confidence. She helped me be brave to navigate rooms by myself. She helps me financially, emotionally, spiritually. She helps my family. She introduced me to so many people in this industry, and she was by my side when my mom died. She was my maid of honor at my wedding. I just love my sister so much, and I always will, and I always will be in gratitude of her. And my mom called it that she would be a special, dear friend in my life, and she's become my best friend. My mom loved her so much. My son, my husband love her so much. My mother-in-law, my dad, my brother and sisters, everyone in my family loves her so much. And yeah, I speak this type of sisterhood and friendships in all of your lives. And I'm just so blessed. So blessed. I love you so much, Kisa.
Thank you. And I love you too. And, all those things you said, you were there for me in those ways too, going through the losses of my aunt, of my grandmother, of my grandfather, my mom and her sickness in and out the hospital, my personal problems, my breakdowns, my crying, everything, being sick, whatever the case may be, you were right there by my side through it all. And you never complained, never said, girl, stop calling me. I don't want to hear. You were always a listening ear, somebody I can trust with my deepest, darkest secrets, with everything. And I'm so grateful for that. And like I said, it feels like a lifetime. It does not feel like it's been going on 11 years this year. It feels like a lifetime, and I feel like we were meant to be in each other's lives. Our Taurus, Scorpio, sister signs.
Yes.
It was meant to be for sure. So I love you and thank you for everything you've done for me and helped me see a way out of a dark time because I didn't know what to do after, the disbandment of my company and everything going on at the same time with my family. I'm just like, Lord, now what? Tell me what to do. I have all this talent, but my brain is like, and it just clicked and my life changed forever, with this media. And I still love my fashion. I do my thing on my own, with that and the other things I do, but this media has really changed my life. It has.
Wow. Y'all see, y'all need to hear these real conversations, tales from the media, you know what I'm saying? And I really hope this episode touched you, moved you, inspired you. And, reach out to us anytime. We're open to mentoring people. We also have our own services that we offer in media as well, public relations, all across the board. And make sure you're following us on all social media platforms for us to keep you posted or things that we're doing together and on our own. And we're embarking on new journeys. Everything will be revealed in due time, but definitely is in the line of mental health, wellness. LaKisa, you want to talk about upcoming retreat?
Yeah, even before I talk about the retreat, I did just want to touch back on mental health in this industry
Yes,
and
yes.
how important it is to have an outlet, to have a therapist, to have someone you can talk to while navigating this industry because it's not easy at all. People see the glitz and the glam, but it takes a lot to function in this industry, with sexism, with racism, with, people trying to me too you, which thank God, we haven't fallen victim to that, but people do try you, just feeling like imposter syndrome sometime in these rooms the thoughts going through your head. Am I good enough? Am I this? Am I that? The stress of being away from home, away from your family, up editing, writing, the stress of that, having the Zoom effects of, oh, my head hurt. You get your Zoom fatigue and your migraines and your headache. And it's just like so much to deal with on so many different levels. So you got to make sure to take care of your mental, take that time for you to rest, to talk to somebody if you're feeling any kind of way. Do not be ashamed or embarrassed about it, because we all need somebody in our corner to talk to. And yes, to piggyback off of what Tammy said about the retreats. So yes, exciting news. We're going to be doing some retreats coming up, focusing on mental health, awareness, taking care of you from the inside out. So, it's been heavy on my heart to start these retreats, which I want to start locally and then expand out, to different countries. And it's called the Sacred Soul Reset Retreat. So that's literally mind, body, soul. It's going to deal with yoga, qigong from yours truly, meditation, holistic remedies, all kind of different things to just cater to your mind, body, and soul. And my first retreat is going to be coming up at the Fiddlehead Grove. Thank you so much to my friend Kathleen for hosting this for us. It's going to be on her beautiful property, and we're going to have a day full of great things catering to the body. And I'm going to be doing my first Qigong session, which I'm super excited about. And I cannot wait to see everybody on April 27th. And it's going to be Nature Day as well, some reflexology, sauna, all that stuff. So, yeah, stay tuned because I'm going to post more about it. I just started an Instagram page. I'm going to have a Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff, website, so you all can stay up to date on everything Sacred Soul Reset. All right. So on that note, we want to thank everybody so much for tuning in to our first podcast, and stay tuned for episode 2 coming soon of Tales from the Media podcast. We're so excited to share all this with you.
Yes, huge shout out to John Kassir, the voice of the iconic Crypt Keeper from the HBO Tales from the Crypt series, who voice recorded our intro. We're so honored. And a huge shout out as well to our brother, Chris Stiles, for crafting our amazing Tales from the Media logo. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. Subscribe to YouTube first. Go over, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Thank you so much for all your support.
We love you. Mwah. Until next time.
Peace.